Mayor Battle has provided unwavering support and leadership in our economic development efforts. He has led initiatives to help this region capitalize on its capabilities in space, cyber, and energy sectors that will pay dividends to our community in the many years to come. He has invested tremendous time meeting with existing business to explore ways to help them grow and be more successful. And he's met with multiple companies to advocate the benefits of opening an office here in Huntsville. In just the last 5 months on Redstone Arsenal, we've seen ribbons cut and ground broken on more than $500 million in facilities. This is by far the most prolific period of growth in the history of Redstone Arsenal. And he's been there at every critical juncture and at each important ceremony. The Arsenal and the city, in partnership, are developing a new business park that will sustain this region's growth into the future. And of course, during the difficult and tragic times following the April tornadoes, Mayor Battle was there, providing clear and calm leadership and instilling a sense of unity and confidence in all of us that we would be whole again. We are a more resilient community today as a result of his efforts. The city of Huntsville has been awarded AAA bond ratings each of the 3 years that he has been in office, and that's a claim that few cities in our country can boast. And yet, even with all of these accomplishments, he's remained true to who he is, a servant leader who listens, empathizes, and collaborates as he leads. It is indeed my honor, and please help me welcome Huntsville's Mayor, Tommy Battle.
Thank you to the Chamber of Commerce for hosting us today. Charlie, Rose, thank you very much. And today we're going to start by talking about partnerships. Partnerships, collaboration, working together. You know, a lot of people come to this city and they ask, what's the magic sauce? What makes this city so vibrant? And what makes this city move forward? And I have to say that the secret is that we work together, we collaborate. It doesn't matter who gets the credit. We go forward and try to do great things for our community. Generations of Huntsville's leadership have learned that success is realized through that cohesiveness, partnerships, and collaborations. And while I'm talking about partnerships, I'm going to start off with a partnership at home. My wife Eula's here, and Eula, thank you for putting up with me through all this. Thank you for being the guidance. And also, Eula's kind of a partner in our leadership. She has helped with the military child education program. She has helped with the Free to Teach, where we're taking teachers and trying to provide them materials so they have in the classroom. She also helped with the Mayor's Book Club. And Eula, thank you for being there. She's about to cry, and that's the same thing she did when I told her I was running for mayor. So I'm running again, honey. You know, we have a great city, and that cannot be said enough. We have a great city. We brand ourselves through the Chamber of Commerce a smart place to live, work, and play. We have more degree professionals and engineers per capita than anywhere else in the U.S., the second largest research park in America, and across the horizon, we see opportunity on every horizon for the city of Huntsville. It's fascinating the things that are happening in this city, and they're good things, and I want to share some of them with you today. You know, in the past 3 years, we have had our economic challenges. I think some of you have noticed there has been somewhat of a recession. But even through those, the good news is that Huntsville's economy and our community remains one of the bright spots in this nation. Job growth is up, sales tax is up, business permits are being written. We're at City Hall, our phones are ringing, and we're hearing from businesses that want to expand, they want to start up, or they want to locate in Huntsville, Alabama. And that is a great thing to be hearing in these economic times. You know, and none of this is done through sheer luck. And looking across this room, I see the community that has provided the leadership, the foundation, and has provided the community that pulls together to make us grow and to make us continue to grow. It has been creativity and ingenuity that has made this city grow, and that's what's made this city great. And at this time, I'd like to take some time out because this is a partnership, and I'd like to recognize some of the people that I work with on a daily basis. First off, Rex Reynolds. Rex is our partner in City Hall. He's our city administrator. His passion is law enforcement and public safety, but his gift is administration, and he is a great administrator. Also, we have, hold up, I have more. Also, we have a very talented executive staff team in the mayor's office, and we have our department heads. And I'd like for right now for each of you to please stand. And let me tell you, these are the people who are the foundation of what makes Huntsville great. They are the foundation of everything we do. Please stand at this time. Now, we didn't have enough time. We didn't have the 3 hours it would take to tell you everything that these people have done. So at your table, you have a bookmark, and it's called Star Candy. That's supposed to be kind of like eye candy, but it has a QR code on it. So if you have a smartphone, you can look at this and you can plug it in, and it will take you directly to a website that will show you what these department heads have done, their accomplishments for this last year, and it's page after page of accomplishments of what they've done for this city. And that is something that I can't say thank you enough to that leadership. And then finally, we've also got our city council. And the city council is right over here. It's 5 gentlemen. We are diverse as the city of Huntsville is diverse, but they are leaders who look out for this city, and they look out on a daily basis to make sure that the right decisions are made. They are our partnerships, and all the accomplishments that have been made and the AAA ratings and everything else, they are our partners, and I would like to ask them to stand and let's give them a round of applause. And finally, to my colleagues in other governments, Mike, Paul, you know, we've been called the Three Amigos. We've been called, well, at least we haven't been called Three Stooges, I don't think yet, but we have been on more panels together than I guess I've been on more panels with them than I've ever been with my wife, but they are really, truly partners in what we have called the success of this community. They are the ones who take us, and when we sat down, we made a commitment at a breakfast table at Gibson's 3 years ago. We made a commitment to take this community forward and to work together and to try to make this a better community. And every decision that we have made has done that. And I want to say to them that they have made this a great community, and y'all have done a great job, and thank you for the job that you've done. For all of us here today, we are a cohesive community, we are a smart community, and we are a resilient community.
The past 12 months has taught Huntsville something about resiliency. As if the economy weren't enough, Mother Nature decided there were more lessons to be learned. Huntsville received 14 inches of snow and record snowstorms this past winter. Schools and businesses closed, roads iced over. Utility and tree cutting crews were on high alert. By the time spring arrived, Huntsville welcomed the warmer weather and a return to normal routines until April 27th. The devastating series of tornadoes that ravaged the valley on April 27th crippled Huntsville's power supply and effectively shut down the city.
We've had a tragic event, the series of tornadoes that have come.
Huntsville was fortunate no one was killed when the twisters ripped through, yet it left 340,000 residents in the dark for 6 days.
Through that devastation, another incredible event occurred. our community united.
On behalf of Mayors Battle, Mayor Finley, and the rest of our team,
The resulting teamwork of city, county, and community leaders was unprecedented. The concert of emergency responders, utilities, police, fire, rescue, water, and medical provided a united response.
Everybody got together and was on the same page, saying the same thing, helping to make the right decisions at the right time. The community, the people, did what we asked them to do. They knew that, they were participating in a way that was positive towards the outcome.
During the city's week without power, citizens took care of each other, checked on neighbors, shared generators, gas, and food, and honored the 6 p.m. curfew.
So I really wasn't surprised that, one, the curfew was as effective as it was, or two, that the citizens in Huntsville stayed true to who they are, and that's what makes Huntsville what it is the people who live here and their attitude and their spirit.
When the lights came back on, the rebuilding and healing began. Generous as always, citizens donated food, clothes, money, building supplies, and their helping hands to those in need.
Who would have expected? H1N1 virus, tornadoes in 5 points, 2 school shootings, and a massive power outage that lasted in the last 3 years. We learned a great deal about ourselves over this period of time. And also, we learned what makes our community great. At this time, I would like to salute our first responders. We have representatives here today from the city agencies and departments that were here for us. That includes our medical, fire, rescue, police, utilities, public works, landscape, ITS, and the National Guard. And gentlemen and ladies, thank you. When you have people like this working for you, it makes you proud. And they're working not only for you, they're working for you on a daily basis. And you can see why I'm impressed by the teamwork in Huntsville. From the way our community has handled the weather crisis to the financial challenges of this recession. The past 3 years have challenged us to get back to basics. Yet our city managed to present a balanced budget, and Huntsville has maintained our AAA credit rating with Moody's and Standard & Poor's. With more residents moving to our area than have ever come before with the BRAC movement, improving our roads has been a criteria. It's been one of the crucial factors that we have had to do to provide the fundamentals of this growth. And through teamwork and speaking with one voice, the combined voices of Redstone Arsenal, Madison County, the City of Madison, and the City of Huntsville now have road building at an all-time high. The University of Alabama study of a decade ago, which shows that we get 53 cents on the dollar back for the money that we send to Montgomery, has now been replaced by the Alabama Department of Transportation study that shows that we are now receiving 97 cents back for every dollar in gas tax revenue that we send to Montgomery. My thanks to our Montgomery delegation, Governor Bentley, Alabama Department of Transportation, and to my partners here in this success, because it couldn't have happened without all of them working together. This year in the City of Huntsville, we were able to add money back into our fiscal 2012 budget for roads, for fleet, for things that weren't sexy like garbage trucks, and for public safety. And we were also able to increase our assistance to our city-supported agencies, the Museum of Art, Early Works, and Barrett Museum. One of the things that we watch on a daily basis, and we watch very closely with Randy Taylor, our Chief Financial Officer, is our debt. Excessive debt is a crippling disease for government. We can see it on the national level. Right now, 10 years ago, the city was spending about 85% of its capital plan resources on debt. Next year, we will be spending 55% on debt, and we are working it down to 35% in 2015. We are lowering the debt that the city of Huntsville has on a day-to-day basis and lowering the amount that we pay for that debt. We are in a good place. Our unemployment is 8.2% and is the lowest in the state and among the lowest in the country. We are working to diversify our economy and to attract young workers to keep our city in the national spotlight as the smart place to live, work, and play.
The past fiscal year was filled with contradictions. The persistent recession unnerved consumers. And while Huntsville dealt with its share of economic uncertainty, the city remained the star of Alabama. If not one of the brightest stars in the country, the city is now Alabama's second largest metropolitan area. And Huntsville's strong economic growth at nearly 5% ranked it 39th among the nation's 366 metropolitan areas. Our concentration of high-tech workers is second in the nation only to Silicon Valley. Huntsville was named one of the top 20 leading metros for business, a top 5 small city of the future in North and South America, top 3 best-performing cities in the country, a leading hotbed of high-tech growth, third largest aerospace and defense manufacturing hub, leading place to retire, a best place to live, not to mention playful, safe drivers, and geeky. In a recovering economy, Huntsville issued more than 16,400 business licenses last year and observed more than 133 ribbon cuttings and groundbreakings. Downtown Huntsville saw a resurgence of activity with new restaurants, special events, and the Belk Hudson Lofts, a new $12 million project on Washington and Holmes.
We're building 75 loft-style apartments here with underground parking and full-scale amenities, clubhouse, fitness room, and rooftop deck. And we're excited to be bringing 100 to 150 people to live here in the heart of downtown Huntsville.
And the retail picture is looking up too. A brewery and tasting room is opening downtown.
Thank you, Goodies, for coming back home.
Goodies and Aldi's are helping infill older strip malls. New hotels are locating in Cummings Research Park and Providence, and boutique shops are emerging.
We are committed to recruiting retail opportunities to North, South, East, and West Huntsville. We have some incredible vacant properties that we'd love to showcase and really want to find jobs that will provide long-lasting employment opportunities for our residents and really breathe new life into our economy.
The BRAC move was completed this summer when 4-star General Ann E. Dunwoody opened AMC's new 400,000 square foot facility on the Arsenal.
The whole idea behind joint management is...
BRAC has produced more than 4,700 high-paying jobs, and the city expects another 5,000 to 10,000 new jobs to follow in supporting businesses.
BRAC 2005 brought the center of gravity of the Army's material enterprise to Redstone Arsenal. We expect it to be a catalyst for economic growth in this region for years to come.
BRAC is responsible for $500 million in new projects on the Arsenal, such as Raytheon's 70,000 square foot building underway for its Standard Missile production facility. It will create 300 new jobs and provide final assembly and testing for the SM-3 and SM-6 missiles. Phase 1 of the $1 billion Redstone Gateway Park will open in January and will ultimately house 12,000 employees.
Let's get on with opening this up and making this our home in the cradle of missilery history of the United States here in the Tennessee Valley.
Von Braun Center 3, the Missile Defense Agency's new 840,000 square foot home, now boasts the largest concentration of missile defense engineers anywhere in the world.
Today, what Redstone is just a very diverse federal campus for research and development. And you see more and more different federal agencies that are there, the FBI, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. And so this variety of federal agencies that are doing cutting-edge research and development work.
One of Redstone's 50 most iconic tenants, the Marshall Spaceflight Center, received good news in September when NASA announced its intention to move forward with a heavy-lift rocket.
Well, with the announcement of the Space Launch System for Marshall Spaceflight Center, you add that to our portfolio of International Space Station work, the technology work we're doing for the agency, the science work we're doing for the agency, and now even going out and trying to enable the commercial spaceflight partners to get there. It's a good portfolio for us, and we're very excited about our future.
This is we hope to shed some light on where we need to go.
Our community worked hard to ensure that Marshall and NASA would remain a major force in space exploration. Some space-related jobs were lost in Huntsville, but nearly 70% have been absorbed into other programs. The Huntsville jobs picture looks promising. Thousands of jobs are posted on the Chamber's Smart Place website, and the positions are diverse.
We average more than 3,000 jobs per month on our site over the last year, pulling from more than 500 companies.
Cummings Research Park also continues to grow and expand. Hudson Alpha now hosts 17 companies on its campus and is constructing an additional 88,000 square feet for more tenants.
And other companies are supporting telecommunications industry, software development, you've got biotechnology, you've got a lot of things that are going on out there that are different technologies, but that all are in high growth areas.
61 international companies are also located in Huntsville, including Toyota.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the first Alabama-built 4-cylinder engine manufactured by the most dedicated, best team in the world.
Making Toyota the only plant in the world producing 4, 6, and 8-cylinder engines.
And I also would be remiss at this point, Mr. Nemi and Mr. Terayashi, if I didn't point out that we have more land over here for more Toyota plants to come in.
More than 25 local energy companies are part of the Energy Huntsville initiative, working to expand the city's reputation as a key technology cluster, innovator, and national asset to the green energy sector.
We're starting to see new businesses want to come to Huntsville and work in the energy industry. Anything from manufacturing as well as the services side, and really looking and seeing that collaboration we've begun to develop with Energy Huntsville.
It's an issue that fits into the sweet spot of what we do.
The Cyber Huntsville initiative has attracted more than 200 of the best and brightest minds into a collaborative cyber community.
Given the threat that was verified by the tornadoes and the ability of just a tornado to shut down power and shut down comms and our ability to even get food at one point and have lights on, Cyber Huntsville is going to continue to push the resiliency and make sure that we achieve the goals we need for the future.
The group works to develop synergies between government, industry, and academia to help the nation with its cyber challenges.
Vice President. As a mayor, a lot of times I get to talk to our cyber initiative folks, and they start explaining to me the X's and O's of cyber defense. And then sometimes I get to talk to our energy initiative folks, and they talk to me about thorium, fluoride, SMR, nuclear reactors. And I do what mayors do quite often. Paul, what is that? We nod. And you have to look serious when you nod because you want to nod wisely as you nod. And we nod wisely as we listen to these smart folks in this smart town. But it really is, it's the idea that we have these initiatives that can develop our workforce for not only this year, but for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. And this is where the growth is going to be. This is where the growth of Huntsville will be. And all these initiatives, they include small business. 95% of our businesses are small businesses, and they are the backbone of our community. Some of our biggest philanthropic gifts to this community, this Civic Center, have come from people who have built their companies from the ground up in Huntsville, Alabama, from the garage to Research Park. And these people are giving back to the city of Huntsville and setting examples for others. You know, I've had an opportunity to talk to a lot of businesses who have come here. Aladdin Lift is one of them. John McFalls and Susan McFalls come here. He was located in Memphis, Tennessee, and was determined to move from Memphis. And he looked all over the country. And he sent his employees out to look all over the country. And he sent them to Huntsville, and they came back home, and they said, Huntsville's the place we want to be. Huntsville is a smart town. It's a town of people who want to move forward, and that's why we want to locate in Huntsville, Alabama. And now they're locating out in Chase Industrial Park. We're also a city of entrepreneurs. Glenn Clayton started his company back in 2007 with Appleton Learning, and he started it in a dorm room at UAH. And now he's looking at having 1,000 tutors and 20 new branches open by 2014. And Glenn has been named one of Business Week's top 25 under 25. And then there's Miranda Bolden, who's the founder, president, and CEO of Logicor. Miranda was named one of Fortune magazine's most promising women entrepreneurs. And then we got Ray Almodovar. Is Ray here? Ray? Ray and Hal Brewer, who were ranked #2 in Great Places to Work by Entrepreneur.com. And they were also ranked as the #1 business by Small Business. You know, those are just some small examples of the businesses sitting here in Huntsville, Alabama, a smart place to live, work, and play. And there's Glenn's, there's Miranda's, there's Hal's, there's Ray's, running companies in Huntsville, all over Huntsville, and we have a bright future. That's why we have an attractive community that nourishes bright minds. But we still have to work on our foundation. Our foundation and the backbone of our community is that to be a smart place to live, work, and play, we have to have a #1 education system. The education system of secondary schools and high schools, secondary and elementary schools, is key to us right now. And that is one of the things that we have got to have in our community. Do you realize that 38% of our adults in Madison County over the age of 25, only 38% of our adults over the age of 25 have a college degree? Yet, we hear estimates that 3/4 of the emerging jobs will require at least some college education. That shows that we have work to do. Last year, in an effort to promote literacy, our office formed the Mayor's Book Club. Along with the help of First Book, Boeing, RBC Bank, and the Hayes family, we were able to give nearly 3,000 students in 7 targeted Huntsville schools a personal library of books. Studies show that children that live in homes that have books, have their own personal library, are more literate than those that don't. And if a child can't read, there's no way that they can learn. Today, I'd like to recognize some of our leaders in our education journey. Huntsville City School Superintendent Dr. Casey Wardynski. And we're going to talk about Dr. Wardynski. Casey came in to the Huntsville City Schools, and he arrived this year, and he's already done an outstanding job on improving school finances and accountability. In September, I had the opportunity to go to Butler High School. Jack Doss came and said, I want to come bring the principal of Butler High School, I want to bring him to meet you, Chad Lacroix. And I said, no, I want to come out there because I wanted to see the school. And I came in, and let me tell you, there was a difference in that school. You walked in, there was discipline. You were met by students who were ambassadors with green tops and tan pants. They walked you through the halls and showed you where the students themselves had been painting the halls, trying to make their school look better. And then they walked down the halls and they said, down here is so-and-so who teaches history, and she is a great history teacher. And then they walked down another hall and they said, down here is so-and-so who teaches math, and he is a great math teacher. We're learning a lot from him this year. And you know what? Education was going on. That is so important for our community. The leadership that comes through has to be in place for our community to succeed. When Ed Richardson was here, Dr. Ed Richardson, I asked him on several occasions, I said, what do we need to do for our schools? He said, your financial fix for your schools is a 2 to 3 year period. And I'll put a note there, Dr. Wardynski has already had a good schools report and has already come out with one good period of school finances. And he said, but your academics are a 4 to 5 year fix depending on leadership. Well, I want to tell you right now, we have the leadership in place. The leadership is in place to make this community back to the #1 education community, not in Alabama, not in the Southeast, but in the United States. And to Dr. Casey Wardynski, to your education faculty and administration, thank you for the job that you are doing, because you are doing something so important for this community. Along with our secondary and elementary education, higher education is very important to us also. And I want to tell you that we have to welcome, and each of us has to welcome, because their success is our success, the new presidents of two of our higher education institutions. Dr. Bob Altenkirk and I would call him Dr. Alton Kirch. I asked him, he said it's Alton Kirk in America, Kirch in Germany, is our new leader at UAH. And we wish him the best, and we promise to work with him also, because part of our collaboration is working with each and every university. At Oakwood University, we inducted the 11th president last month, and we welcomed Dr. Leslie Pollard back to his alma mater. And these distinguished men will join Drake State, Calhoun, and Alabama A&M in Huntsville's quest to thrive as a smart place to live, work, and play.
They say the character of a city is not only defined by the quality of its education, it is also evident in the variety and depth of its cultural attractions, arts, parks and public spaces, and the neighborhoods we call home. This past year, Huntsville welcomed its first sculpture trail. Held its first concert in the park on the steps of the new Davidson Center of the Arts. Listen to the new symphony conductor's first concert. And saw another expansion of Low Mill. Downtown Huntsville opened its first farmers market on Green Street. New restaurants opened in the core district. And a popular old eatery was renovated under a new owner. The Lumberyard continues to attract new retail stores off Meridian. Wi-Fi is available from Big Spring Park to the Courthouse Square. And veterans are finally getting their due with a stunning new memorial. Philanthropists stepped forward to update the Von Braun Center with the Probst Arena and the Mark Smith Concert Hall. Spring Hill Suites opened a new downtown hotel, and Big Spring Partners is hiring an events planner to keep downtown hopping year-round. On the Geek Radar, Huntsville is the only city in the state to partner with Google Transit.
This is the kickoff of Google Transit with Google Maps and Huntsville Shuttle.
Google Transit will show you the quickest way to walk, bike, drive, or take one of the 13 bus routes. More than 75 new shelters along the way will help keep you warm and dry. We are fortunate in Huntsville that the average daily commute is just 18 minutes, but we are still focused on improving our roads. Huntsville spent $105 million in major infrastructure improvements this past year, including the completion of the Eastern Bypass extension at Little Cove Road, and work on Governor's Drive and the North Parkway overpass at Max Luther, both to be finished next month. In the past 2.5 years, more roads have been paved and resurfaced in the city than at any point in its history. The Little Cove Road Greenway and Bike Path were also completed this year, and work is underway on new greenways and bike paths along the Flint River and Aldridge Creek.
And by the City of Huntsville for the rank of firefighter.
Commitment to public safety remains a top priority, and the city has invested in a digital radio system, more officers, and new facilities.
The growth includes 3 new fire stations, a new public safety complex near A&M University on North Parkway, and the hiring of over 35 firefighters and 15 police officers just in the last 3 years.
Oh, thank you for coming out.
Helping with public safety is the city's network of neighborhood associations. More than 25 associations are organized, helping neighbors address concerns and meeting regularly with city leadership and Huntsville Police.
Yeah, because we have common problems or common situations or common needs, and to be able to communicate to one another about those needs and what did your community do regarding this particular issue, and how did that work?
The city would like to establish a neighborhood association in every area of Huntsville, as they are rapidly becoming a vital network of communication, safety, and planning. This year, Mayor Battle announced he was reshaping the Urban Development Department. This includes all of the growth and building areas within city government.
But I'm very excited about the prospects for the future.
Shane Davis was chosen to lead this effort. His first order of business is to streamline the building permit, planning, and inspection process.
One of the things we want to do to improve that, because we realize time is money, is to create a one-stop shop
focus format on those who wish to make an investment in our city.
Shane will also lead the planning department in updating zoning policies to include new form-based or SMART codes. And the city is planning a national search for an experienced urban planner or urban designer that will join its team and lead Huntsville through master planning revisions. Mayor Battle wants to be proactive about the type of development that will occur, and he wants all citizens to have the opportunity to participate in this process. Let's look at what could be possible with a proactive master plan. What if John Hunt Park truly becomes a central park for the entire city? We remove the old runways and create a network of hike and bike paths and play areas. What if we include an outdoor amphitheater for concerts and look at expanding our Iceplex facility and perhaps even building a new stadium for football, soccer, and lacrosse? What if we connect this park along a greenway to Braun Spring Park with a new natatorium and splash park? And we connect Braun Spring to Low Mill Village and to the McDonald Elementary School, where we develop new youth soccer fields. If we expand our greenways from Low Mill to the Downtown Depot and Bud Kramer Park. When we visualize downtown, do we want to build a new baseball stadium? What if our greenways follow along the creeks and we integrate housing and modest retail opportunities along the way? What if a new city hall takes shape on the downtown skyline? Or a signature office building rises, and part of the old city hall becomes a new home for SciQuest? What if we add more green space to Big Spring Park? If we add a world-class fountain? Could we support an expanded year-round farmers market? How about promoting infill projects to transform vacated strip malls? What improvements can we make to aging neighborhoods? And the new West Huntsville Master Plan is not a dream. This concept addresses the necessary infrastructure needed for growth, such as the new Greenbrier Parkway, already in the capital budget, and ultimately a new interstate line from I-65 in Athens to I-565. The Western Master Plan also identifies wetlands, protected green space, bike trails, greenways, and a mix of business, residential, retail, and educational environments. This could be our Huntsville, our future.
Every one of the what-ifs are ideas that are germinating. They have a long way to go. Each idea has to have a community involvement and support. Each idea has to have funding, and each idea has to be vetted. That's why I love this job. It's one of the best parts about living in a smart city. We explore every idea, and nothing is impossible. You are thinkers and doers, and I look forward to hearing your input on the new master plan for the city. We want to partner with the community on the planning decisions that affect our future, your pocketbook, and our quality of life. In the coming months, we look forward to exploring the concept of transforming John Hunt Park into a central park for the entire city. We look forward to having a new urban planner on board to help us lead through these decision-making processes. We look forward to the future. The state of this city is great. Thank you for coming out today.